So over the years, the house of Paco Rabanne has gotten a little bit of a reputation for making some pretty crazy looking bottles. And today's fragrance is no exception. Let's check out Phantom. Stay right there. Alright, so today's video is going to be another unboxing, first impressions, and update video. This time I come from the house of Paco Rabanne. We have their latest release, Phantom. So Phantom from the house of Paco Rabanne is a men's woody aromatic citrus fragrance released in 2021. The noses behind this fragrance are Anne Flippo, Dominique Repillon, Loc Dong, and Juliette Caraguziglau, and this is an eau de toilette concentration. Alright guys, let's check out this presentation. Alright, so here's the box for Phantom. As you can see, we don't have a lot going on with this box. We do have a gray box with a reflective silver inlay here. It does say Phantom here, as you can see, and it does have a picture of a little robot, and we will get to that in a minute. Not a lot of information on the back. We do have a QR code that's on top here, and if you guys scan the QR code, it will take you to a website. And the website does have a couple of cool little features. They do have a filter that puts a little robot on your shoulder, or just kind of a little robot next to you. That connects with Instagram, I believe. And they also have this feature where it plays the #1 song. I think when you put in a year, your favorite year, and it'll, I guess, play the #1 song of that year at the time. And that they do have other features that I guess they're going to be uploading soon, but those are the two that I saw. Pretty cool features from the house of Paco Rabanne. Let's check out this bottle.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
So here's the bottle for Phantom, and yeah, like I mentioned in the intro, guys, this is a pretty crazy looking bottle. The house of Paco Rabanne has come out with a couple of crazy looking bottles over the years. I believe the top two besides this one is going to be probably 1 million and probably Invictus. Invictus being the trophy and 1 million being the gold bar. But this one definitely takes the cake. This is probably the craziest bottle I've seen since Moschino's Toy Boy that came out last year or a couple of years ago. And this is probably better than that one. This is a cool looking little robot that just has a lot of detail here, as you can see. I don't think there's any moving parts. I try to kind of swivel the sprayer. The sprayer is here, as you can see on top. There's a little button, sort of reminds me of a little bit of the Invictus bottle. But yeah, there's no moving parts here. I was hoping that the arms or the legs might move, but they do not. But that's okay. This is still a pretty crazy looking bottle. Alright, so here are the notes for Phantom. In the top we have lavender, lemon zest, and lemon. In the mid we have apple, smoke, earthy notes, and patchouli. And in the base we round things off with vetiver and vanilla. Yeah, so I do have a bit of experience with the house of Paco Rabanne. I've tried quite a few of their fragrances over the years. I did mention a couple, which actually are my favorites, 1 million and Invictus. Those are probably some of the most popular fragrances from the house. Not to mention they have the craziest bottles until today, like I mentioned before. But yeah, I've been hearing actually people talk about this one, and they're saying it's like their favorite new fragrance. I don't know if it's the bottle that's giving them all these good feelings, or if there is actually something to this juice, because I'm hearing a lot of the same reaction. People are saying they really like this one. So, and Paco Rabanne, you know, they make a lot of really popular, mainstream fragrances just for the masses. They know like what they're doing when it comes to like sweet, fresh fragrances, and they definitely make the club bangers. And this is an eau de toilette concentration, so I don't know what to expect with that. I think 1 million was an eau de toilette concentration when it first came out, and that first batch, I don't know about other batches after that, but I know the first batch lasted ages. And I think Invictus is still pretty strong for it being an eau de toilette, you know. So, but looking forward to trying this one. So let's give this fragrance a first impression. All right, clean hand, a couple sprays. Let's see what this little robot bottle can do. Oh, decent. Decent amount of juice. Okay. Definitely getting that Paco Rabanne vibe. Very sweet. Very fresh. There's almost a chocolate vibe with this fragrance. I'm definitely getting the apple, the lavender, the lemon's very strong in this. The lemon zest is very strong in this. The opening is very fresh, very strong, very sweet. It almost smells like there's tonka bean in this. I guess it's a vanilla that's giving it that sweetness. But this, yeah, this is a nice fragrance. It smells really, really nice. Definitely what you would expect from Paco Rabanne. And this goes down right down their line of fragrances that are mass appealing, fresh, aromatic, citrusy. I'm not really sure if it's a club banger yet, but if it's strong enough, it could be sweet enough for that. But you're definitely getting the fresh and sweetness combination here that they're sort of known for doing. Can I compare this fragrance to anything right now? I mean, I'm sort of getting a bit of Spice Bomb Night Vision because of the apple and I believe the vanilla. I can't remember what else was in that fragrance, but I'm sort of getting that sort of vibe. But yeah, very fresh, spicy. It smells like there's almost pepper in this. Very, very spicy. Very, very sweet. Yeah, there's a bit of a metallic vibe with this one. I wonder if that's because of the bottle. I wonder if they're putting a bit of a metallic vibe in there because this is a shiny silver bottle. It's not off-putting. It's not bad. It's not even very detectable, honestly, but I'm just really trying to just dig in there and see what I can find out about this fragrance. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, good little fragrance here and a cool little bottle. Again, I don't really like the name, Phantom, but I mean, what are you going to do? I grew up in the 90s with Nintendo. And we had Robbie the Robot, so when I first saw this bottle, I definitely thought of Robbie the Robot from my Nintendo days when I was a little kid. But yeah, I mean, I can definitely get on board with this fragrance. It's very, very cool presentation, very cool bottle. I'm kind of impressed. It's not a bad little fragrance. I mean, will this get cloying? Will I get tired of this one? Maybe. Who knows? Time will tell us when I do the updates for these videos. But right now, I can say I can definitely find why people are talking about this one. So yeah, gonna give this fragrance a wearing today, and over the next couple of days, give you guys an update shortly. Talk to you then. Alright, well I'm back with my update for Phantom from the house of Paco Rabanne. Yeah, so I spent about the last week with this fragrance, and I gotta say, I do like this fragrance, but it's not my favorite. I will say the opening was my favorite part of this fragrance. It sort of reminded me a little bit of Fragrance One's Date for Men, or Ultra Mall from Jean-Paul Gaultier. And it reminded me a little bit of like Bad Boy as well from Carolina Herrera. And I like all three of those fragrances. Obviously, I own those. These fragrances are all in my collection. So this one sort of reminded me of that one. And I think even in the first half of the video, I mentioned that it reminded me of Night Vision from Victor and Rolf, which is a Spice Bomb flanker. Because it does have the apple note. So it sort of has that sort of opening, which is nice. This fragrance does start off very nice and fresh and zesty. It has the lemon zest, a lemon, a little bit of that lavender. Definitely get the fruitiness from the apple. I don't get a lot of smoke or earthy notes in this fragrance. Maybe in the dry down, we'll get to that a little bit later, but yeah, the opening was really nice. The vanilla is what really helped save this fragrance for me because it's nice and fruity and fresh on top. The vanilla keeps it sweet and keeps it more mass appealing. Towards the dry down is whenever the fragrance started to take a turn. It's where I sort of got turned off. I'm not really sure if it was the earthy notes or maybe the smoke, but something in this fragrance really made it, I don't know how to really explain it. To my nose, it was almost like sort of a waxy green fragrance, but there's no green notes in this except for the patchouli. But it just sort of I don't know, whatever it was in the dry down, I just didn't agree with it. It didn't smell good coming off my skin. The opening was fantastic, but after that, on my skin anyway, it went downhill. Longevity for this fragrance was about average. I did get about 6 hours with this fragrance. This is an eau de toilette, and 6 hours is about what I was expecting. Projection for this fragrance was about average to maybe above average. This is an eau de toilette concentration, and I wasn't expecting a lot, but Paco Rabanne does release some pretty strong fragrances, even if it's a eau de toilette concentration. The first couple of hours of this fragrance were the strongest. I'm not going to say beast mode, but it really jumps off your skin in the first couple of hours. It gets a lot closer after the first couple of hours. You would think that it would stay pretty strong, compared to that opening, but it gets pretty close on my skin anyway. So yeah, like I said, the first couple of hours you're gonna get noticed, but after that it gets closer to the skin. Occasion for this fragrance, well, initially I thought this fragrance would be perfect for only evening events because it's a very sexy fragrance, very sweet, very fresh, very inviting, very mass appealing. But the more that I wore it, the more that opening really did stand out. I mean, the apple note and the lemon zest and the lemon really keep this one on a casual pace. Even though it is sexy and even though it is sweet, and you can definitely wear this one dressed down with that sweetness, and you can wear it at night and evening events and date night and stuff like that. I think this one is still fresh enough to wear during the day, and it's not super in your face, or it's not super warm, spicy, or just anything too sweet that's going to just really just scream evening occasions. I definitely think you can probably wear this one for all occasions, honestly. I think you can wear this one during the day, casually. I think you can wear this one to work. Maybe go easier on the trigger, possibly. I think you can wear this one to the club, because I do think that opening is strong enough. Maybe after, towards the later evening hours, it might not be as strong or as pronounced. But the first few hours, you're going to definitely get noticed of this fragrance, and that sweetness is what's going to get you through that club. So definitely, I think this fragrance would be good for all occasions. Seasons for this fragrance, well, initially I thought this might be good year-round because it does start off with those fresh notes, but the more I wore this fragrance, I sort of realized that it might be better for like fall to the colder months of the year. So maybe, slightly warm into cooler to colder, because this fragrance, even though it has the lemon zest and the lemon note and it's nice and fresh, it's very spicy and very masculine, and it's very sweet and heavy. I think this fragrance might get too cloying in the heat of the summer, but I think it'd be perfect for like maybe towards the end of the summer, spring, fall, and winter. Ages for this fragrance, I'm going to say are 20 and up. While I do think this fragrance is still a bit expensive because it just came out, I think once it hits the discounters, a 20-year-old could easily afford this fragrance, and I easily think they could pull it off. I think it's youthful enough with the sweetness and a little bit of that loudness and a little bit of that club feel that the younger guys can pull it off, but I do think it's spicy enough. It makes it masculine enough for the older guys. I would just maybe warn the younger guys, hey, just wait for this one to go down in price to where you can easily afford this one. But I do think that 20 and up can easily pull this fragrance off. So overall, I'm going to say I do like this fragrance, but it's not my favorite. It does remind me of quite a few fragrances that I have in my collection. Again, they're not exact by any means. They just sort of have a similar fresh, sweet, sort of spicy opening, and it's masculine and kind of clubby. It's just got a good of that fresh, spicy thing going. Again, I have a few of those in my collection that it does remind me of, so it's a little bit redundant for my tastes anyway, but this isn't a bad fragrance. Some could say it's been done a million times before, and I guess maybe they'll be right, because it's sort of, I named a few that it reminded me of. But this fragrance isn't bad. It's actually really nice. The opening is fantastic. It's nice and zingy and fresh and sexy and spicy. Again, where it went downhill for me was the dry down. I don't know what it was. I'm still trying to look at these notes and trying to figure it out. It smells like it's like, maybe it's the earthy notes, but it smells like there's some green notes in this that sort of just give it a balmy, sort of waxy feel that I just don't like. It just, whenever a fragrance, I don't know if whoever has watched a lot of my videos, I always say the waxiness. I always go back to that and say that just bothers. Something about that, I don't like that to my nose. It smells oily or waxy. I just don't like it. So it really did ruin this fragrance. So that will put this on a level of like, you guys should probably try this fragrance. I'm not going to say go out and buy it. I mean, these are readily available. You can go to Dillard's or Macy's, and they probably have one of these on the counter, and just spray your hand and walk around with it for a few minutes, and you can see if you like it. I will say you might want to give it a bit more time. The opening is probably what's going to hook you. Okay, you're going to like that. You're really going to like that opening. It's going to be very mass appealing, very pleasing to the nose. You're going to like it. I can almost guarantee that. But I think you should give it a little bit of time, maybe an hour, and see where it goes from there. Now, if it kind of turns how it did on me, you're probably not going to like it, honestly. I think this fragrance got a bit too green or balmy or whatever that was. It should have, in my opinion, stayed with the sweetness, maybe gone to a sweeter, woodier dry down, just played it safe. I think this one went off in a direction that it wasn't for me. It just couldn't be saved. Wait for this one to go down in price. It's a cool looking bottle, guys. Definitely one to have for the collection. It has the interactive lid here, the sprayer. You can put your phone on top of this and it'll take you to the website. If not, you can just scan the box. But yeah, it's a fun, cool new concept. And I love the bottle. If you guys just are collectors of fragrances for the bottles, you're going to need to get this one. But I will say for the fragrance overall, it's not my favorite. I'm not going to be recommending you guys go out and just blind buy this one or even buy. I would say if this one hits Marshalls in a year, pick it up. I mean, I think if you can get this fragrance for around 35, 40 bucks, you're going to be set. Who knows? Maybe they'll make a different, stronger, intense, or extreme version of this in the coming months, and they'll just clean up where they went wrong with this fragrance. I mean, if they can do that, maybe I'll be on board. All right, guys, so now it's your turn. What are your thoughts on Phantom from the house of Paco Rabanne? Have you tried this fragrance? Let me know your thoughts on this fragrance down in the comments below. All right, thank you guys so much for watching the video on my channel. If you like this video, please click that like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on notifications for future first impressions videos and first set of content just like this. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Dollars and Cents. There, you'll find first edited photos and future contest winners. And as always, till next video, you guys take care. Thanks.